Senator Urquhart.
Thank you, Mr President. My question is to the Minister for Communications, Senator Fifield. Senator Martin, the government's newest senator, has described the Turnbull government's second-rate NBN like, and I quote, driving a Mercedes-Benz to the node and then jumping on a penny farthing. Given that three-quarters of homes and businesses in Braddon are stuck with copper connections to the node, does the minister agree that the Turnbull government has forced three-quarters of homes and businesses to jump on penny farthings?
Order. I ask for order on my left. I ask for silence during questions. On my right now, Senator Fifield.
Thanks, Mr President, and thank you, Senator Urquhart, for your question. Under this government, the NBN is now available to more than half the nation. It will be concluded by 2020, and that is a good 6 to 8 years sooner than would have been the case under those opposite, and at $30 billion less cost. But let me explain to colleagues what this government is doing in using the multi-technology mix. Our mandate to NBN is to use the technology that makes sense in a given area to see the NBN rolled out fastest and at lowest cost. Now, that approach is what is done in the United States. That approach is what is done in Europe. We are doing what the rest of the world does, and that is using a range of technologies. It is only in vertical city states, such as Singapore, where they pursue a one-technology approach, because that is something that is cost-effective. But in large nations such as ours, such as the United States, and in places such as Europe, what is done is to use a range of technologies, and that is exactly what we're doing. And it's because we're using a range of technologies that the NBN is going to be completed 6 to 8 years sooner than would have otherwise been the case. And what that means is that the whole nation gets the economic benefits of the NBN much sooner than would have otherwise been the case. NBN have commissioned work by the economic consultancy firm Alpha Beta, work by Dr Andrew Charlton, former economics advisor to Kevin Rudd, which shows that the economic benefits of the NBN are already flowing through to communities throughout Australia, including Tasmania and the electorate of Braddon.
Senator Urquhart, supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr President. Given that Prime Minister Turnbull and 99% of his electorate can access speeds of 100 megabits per second, while only 25% of homes and businesses in Braddon can access that speed, isn't Senator Martin right to describe the Turnbull government's NBN as, and I quote, second rate?
Senator Fifield.
Thanks, Mr President. Well, this government has, as part of its mandate to NBN, that 90% of the fixed-line footprint nationwide will be able to get speeds of 50 megabits per second, and there are large areas that will get speeds well in excess of that. But the ironic thing about what was contained in the question of Senator Urquhart is she referred to the electorate of Wentworth, which, like a number of capital cities, has what's called the HFC or pay
Order
TV
on
cable.
my left.
Those opposite used to say that the HFC pay TV cable was not fit for purpose, was no good. What they now do is cite that any area that has the HFC pay TV cable is an area that's getting service that's superior to other areas. So they can't have it both ways. They can't say on the one hand that HFC pay TV cable is no good, can't deliver fast speeds for NBN, but then when it suits their argument, they flip the other way and say, gee, HFC pay TV cable is fantastic, we wish more of the nation had it.
Time for the answer has expired. Senator Urquhart, a final supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr President. The Prime Minister promised Australians that his NBN would be faster, more affordable and delivered sooner. Given that we now know his NBN has penny-farthing speeds, has blown out by $20 billion and is 4 years behind schedule, when will the Turnbull government take responsibility for the second-rate NBN endured by the northwest coast of Tasmania?
Senator Fifield.
When the government came into office, we commissioned a strategic review which found that the NBN was in even worse condition than anyone had thought. So from that time that we came into government, we said the NBN would be completed by 2020, and we are on track to complete it by 2020. That strategic review also found that those opposite would not have been able to deliver the NBN using their model, using their approach, until about 2026 or 2028, and that it would cost $30 billion more. Now, if your NBN costs $30 billion more, what that means is that those who are on broadband would have to pay, on average, $500 a year more for their NBN. $500 a year more. So under us, people get the NBN sooner, the nation gets it at less cost, and consumers will get it at $500 a year less than would have been the case under those opposite.
Order.